Ladies, 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 we are here tonight on the show. And the biggest thing we're going to talk about right now is so let's start the damn show. Um, Freaking Sheamus, man, right now is frustrated. He comes among other a lot of wrestlers being frustrated. Um, he said twice this year he felt like last year after Clash of the Castle and when he fought Gunther for the Intercontinental Champion, he felt he had a huge momentum after that match, and he felt WWE didn't do a good job capitalizing on it. And then he felt the same thing this year after WrestleMania, after once again having that triple threat match with McIntyre and Gunther, and once again WWE not doing a good job capitalizing on it. He pretty much said the same thing that Seth Rollins said a few days ago about being really frustrated, and he almost said something about walking out the company. Yeah, this is a guy for like they've been teasing that he's going to win a mid card champion for the longest time, right? Whether it's the Intercontinental or the United States Championship, that has not been the case. And I think he's getting really frustrated. I think he still views himself as this is a guy. Remember that a month being in the company, won the WWE Championship back in the day, remember, in a tables match versus John Cena. So he's kind of like, yeah, I'm like one of the chosen ones here. Why am I not getting at least a mid-card championship? I think he's been frustrated. I think he's kind of getting a little bit frustrated with even being part of the Brawling Brutes. I think he wants to maybe separate himself from that and go back to being like a main eventer. So Sheamus is frustrated, man. The woman too, man. Trish and Becky. Becky posted something on Instagram about like something that was trending about women's wrestling, for fans complaining, saying it was not fair what they did to Becky and Trish. And then even Trish, who's been doing a very good job on social media at staying as a character and heel. This time she went on to share what Becky posted on her story on Instagram. That just tells you how frustrated they both are. Apparently, they told them, "Hey, look, if we put you on SummerSlam, you're not going to get a lot of time. We're going to have to cut time off your match." And this is the thing for me. Why did not take the Royal Rumble away, the Battle Royal? The problem is that Slim's Gym, who's sponsoring this Battle Royal, is giving them a shit ton of money. Like it's breaking records. It's one of their biggest sponsorship deals, and that's why obviously they're going to choose the money. But that would be the common sense thing to do, right? Take the Battle Royal out and give that slot to Becky and Trish. But of course, they're making record-breaking money with sponsorship they got in from Slim Jim. They're obviously going to take the Trish and Becky's match off. This is my thing. I would sit down with Logan Paul and I would tell him, listen, man, your brother fights that same night. Why don't we do your match on Raw or SmackDown? You know, you got bigger fish to fry that night. Your brother's fighting. Why don't we do it the Monday or after or before SummerSlam? I think Logan Paul would have been fine with it. I really do. He's got bigger fish to fry that night. He's been complaining about how he's going to have to fly and in less than 2 hours have to try to make it from Detroit to Dallas. I think that would have been the common thing to do. Take Logan Paul Ricochet's match out of there and give it to Trish and Becky if you're not going to take the Battle Royal away because Slim Jim is paying you so much money to sponsor it. I think that would have been the common thing to do. I think Ricochet wouldn't have. You know, he's a mid-carder. He's lucky he's even getting news right now like this. I think Logan Paul would have been fine by it. You would have told him, hey, this is your first ever match on free television. I think you could have sold him on it. Huge ratings for a SmackDown or a Raw. The guy gets to go to Dallas and enjoy his whole weekend with his family and his fight for his brother. That would have probably been the move for me, man. Now it's too late probably, but that's what they should probably done to start. If cancel the fucking or postpone the Ricochet Logan Paul match. Same thing. Rhea Ripley's also pissed off She's been sharing stuff she's been retweeting and liking stuff on Twitter, frustrated too about, that she might not be on the card. The same thing, they told her that she was going to defend her world heavyweight champion women's against Raquel Rodriguez. As of right now, that has not been announced. So she's not happy either. It's a shit show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue to move forward. HBO Max and AEW are still trying to figure out a way to stream their pay-per-views on there. Tony Khan said it would be his dream. Antonio, my friend, compadre, it would be the fan stream because that would probably mean you would cut down the price on pay-per-views, man. $50 higher than a draft pussy, man, those prices. So please, please, please work out a damn deal. Make it $10, like a freaking subscription on Netflix or something. $10 freaking dollars. I'll gladly pay for your pay-per-views. $10. Yeah, $50. They're going back to back for All In and All Out. They're literally like a week separated. I don't know how people are going to pay $50 back to back weeks. So hopefully, it looks like he is trying to get this done. The streaming deal with HBO Max. Hopefully, this is something that they maybe get done. Maybe for the start of 2024. That would be fantastic. But we'll see what happens, man. The Elites, man. More information came out about them staying with AEW. Apparently, they have promised to each other. If one of us is leaving, we're all leaving. If one of us is staying, we're all staying. They came in a package, and they agreed to that. So they said, look, with the whole WWE situation going on, with the MLW, how they're getting sued for tampering with wrestlers and trying to negotiate with them before their deals expire. Right now, they can no longer do that. The president of Endbender has told Vince McMahon not to do that anymore. So because of that, in the past, Vince McMahon or somebody in WWE would have given a call to the Elites and try to negotiate something. But now, because of they've been accused of doing this so much, now they're getting sued for it. They couldn't do anything about it, and so that's why it seemed like for a while there the Elites were waiting for a call and were like willing to listen to WWE, but WWE, because of what they're going through right now with the lawsuit with MLW, and the president of Endbender has advised Vince McMahon no longer do this, wait until the contracts are finished. There was never really a call between the Elites and WWE, so the Elites just went on and resigned. They didn't want to. I guess they didn't want to wait until their contracts fully expired. They just decided to extend them right now while they're still under contract. Interesting to see Tony Khan is doing this. He did it with Rush. He did it with the Elites. Interesting if next he's like, let me try to get MJF before his contract expires in January. Maybe that's the next one he's going to try to get done. We'll see what happens, man. LA Knight, man. They're saying, again, they're waiting for the right time to push him. But apparently a lot of executives in WWE have told him they're really proud of him. They're like, man, we're really proud of you, the way you mold yourself, the way we give you that first character, Max Dupree, and the way you got out of that. They said you impressed us a lot. Obviously number one in merchandise sales right now. So apparently they're just waiting for the right time to push him, and they're going to push him supposedly. We'll see, man. Supposedly they're saying he's going to be the one that's going to win the Battle Royal, the Slim Jim Battle Royal. So we'll see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. That I think that's the. Oh, I have one more thing. This is just like a little chicken nugget. Apparently ESPN, I don't know who came up with this list, came up with a list of their top 10 wrestlers that are 30 or younger. So these are you have to be 30 or younger to be in this list. Number 1, MJF. Number 2, Rhea Ripley. Number 3, Austin Theory. I don't think so. El Hijo del Vikingo, number 4. Dominic Mysterio, number 5. Braun Breaker, number 6. Carmelo Hayes, number 7. Kazuchika Takeshita, 8. Liv Morgan, 9. Logan Paul, 10. I don't know how old Grayson Waller is, but if he's 30 or younger, he needs to be on this list. And that's on the big daddy, not the little one. So there's your list. MJF starting it at 1. Logan Paul finishes it up at 10. So that's your damn list for that. And I think we are done. What the fuck is happening right now? The fuck is happening right now? I think we are. What the fuck? I think we are done with the news, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, man, a lot of complaining going on in WWE from Sheamus and especially the woman, man. Let's move over and let's do Dynamite, man. Dynamite. I believe, what was it yet? What was it? August. Okay. The fuck is happening? August 2, 2023, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do Dynamite recap here tonight on a Thursday. Here, let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So from Tampa, Florida, freaking 200. I'm surprised they didn't go back to Daly's place in Jacksonville. They went to Tampa Bay. Maybe they wanted a bigger venue. All right, let's go here. So we kick off right away with Chris Jericho versus in a tag team match, teaming up with Kazuchika Takeshita versus Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. Fun little match to start off things. Now I would have had this, and I'll get to it later. You know, I would have just moved this in the card. But anyways, so good match, man. They're going back and forth at the end. Freaking Don Callis gets involved. Freaking Don Callis hits who was it that he hit? Was it Guevara or Daniel Garcia? He hits him with the bat. Floyd, Jericho shock. He's like, I can't believe you did this. But then he goes on and pins him. And Jericho and Kazuchika Takeshita win the damn match. After the match, you know, Jericho's sort of confused. Renee Paquette comes up to him. And then, what's his name? Daddy Magic, I think his name is. He comes up to him. He's like, he's all pissed off at him and shit. So they're still doing this thing where Jericho's trying to figure out, do I want to go with the Callis family or do I want to stay with the Jericho Appreciation Society, man? But very frustrated situation here for Chris Jericho. But a good way to start the show. Then we freaking we have a segment with Jack Perry. He calls out Jerry Lynn. He's like, Jerry, I give you 1 week. Let's go. Jerry comes on. He's like, hey, man, I can't wrestle, man. No doctor in the world's going to clear me after all the screws I have in my body. And plus, it would be child abuse. That was hilarious. But instead, I got one guy that can do this. And freaking Rob Van Dam comes out. He confronts him. So apparently, remember, they've been talking about having Rob Van Dam versus Jack Perry at All In. And apparently, they're going to start playing the seats for it, man. Obviously, Jack Perry runs away like a little bitch. But then he tries to come back with a chair. But then again, RVD fends him off. But yeah, good stuff here, man. Good stuff here. RVD. Now, they're saying it's only for All In because RVD has already committed to make some appearances for WWE for WrestleMania weekend in Philadelphia. So apparently, this is not forever. This is just probably a month thing or like a few weeks thing. Just gonna, make some appearances on probably Dynamite to build up the match with Jack Perry, half the match at All In, and then probably that'll be it for RVD. It's probably not a full thing for RVD being part of AEW, unless he just says fuck the whole WWE appearances for WrestleMania weekend. It probably has to do how much money AEW is willing to pay him. to stay full time. Let's continue to move forward, ladies and gentlemen. And then we had a really fun match. We had freaking Trent Beretta, Jon Moxley, and Penta El Zero Miedo in a freaking triple threat match. Everything goes. Tables, man. They put Moxley through a double table outside the ring. Then they freaking Penta El Zero Miedo freaking hit a, what was it, like a, I don't know, but he like a power driver. Trent Beretta ended up in his fucking landing on top of his freaking head and neck. Then Moxley spears Penta El Zero Miedo to the other freaking table. They get the fucking screws out, man. The needles. Everybody's body slamming everywhere through everybody, man. At the end, Jon Moxley hits his finisher and freaking they take him out of the damn ring, man, and freaking instead Trent Beretta gets the fucking pin. Trent Beretta wins the damn match. After the match, Jon Moxley's so fucking pissed, man. He's freaking putting Trent Beretta in a chokehold. Then Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta come out. Then the other guys come out. What are their names? What the fuck are those guys' names? Anyways, we just get a brawl between everybody, and they end up challenging them to a freaking Jay Chuck, I think his name is, and I don't even fucking know. They end up challenging them to a parking lot match next week at Rampage on Friday, so that's gonna be good, man. So it's gonna be like the Best Friends versus the freaking the Black Queen Comeback Club in a fucking parking lot match. That might be fun, man. I'm gonna have to tune in for that one. Let's continue to move forward, man. We got MJF, man, coming out to the ring, man. He talks about how freaking at first he didn't want to be a good guy because he said he got bullied in school. He said they would throw quarters at me. He said to this day I have bad dreams about it. But Adam Cole has helped me to come out of my shell. And now it's okay to be a good guy. I'm still a douchebag, but now I'm your douchebag. And then freaking he comes at Adam Cole and he tells him, hey, Adam Cole, I promised you a match at freaking All In for the, or I promised you a match for the AEW champion, but I don't think you deserve it, man. And then everybody starts booing, and then like, I know you just don't deserve any match. You deserve the match, the biggest match of all time. So here's a contract, man. You and I will be fighting for the AEW World Championship at Wembley Stadium and All In. And then everybody's chanting, read the contract, and fucking Adam Cole just signs it. So a lot of people are saying that in the contract it says that the AEW Championship is not on the line. That's what a lot of people are saying, that's why they're doing this. He didn't read the contract because something's up. And then he's going to beat him, and then they're going to say it wasn't for the title. So we'll see. A lot of people are also saying that Adam Cole might be the one that turns on MJF. Who knows what's going to happen? So that's pretty much, they're saying that's the main event for All In. Adam Cole versus MJF for the All Elite World Championship. We'll see what happens, man. Meanwhile, you also have the other All Elite World Championship being defended this Saturday when CM Punk defends his versus Ricky Starks. Holy cow. Let's move forward, ladies and gentlemen. And then we get a freaking a six-man tag team match with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Stan and Sign. Fun match here. Obviously, the Elites win. After the match, they say, hey, I don't know if you heard, but we re-signed. Adam Page interferes in the match. The Hardy Boys at one point interfere in their match. The girl, the guitar, everything, man. Fun-ass match, especially the finish. But yeah, the Elites win the match. After the match, they say, "Hey, I don't know if you heard, but we've re-signed with the company." and that means a lot more of elites coming forward, whether it's Rampage, Ring of Honor, Dynamite, or hell, we might even show up on Collision. It's an interesting situation there, man. A lot of different feuds you can do with CM Punk right now after he's done with Ricky Starks. You can do the whole MJF thing again, especially if they're both AEW champions. You can maybe do something with Kenny Omega, even something with Adam Page. A lot of stuff they can do with CM Punk in the future, man, especially if the elites are willing to work with CM Punk, man. A lot of stuff you can do there, man. And then this is to me where the show kind of fell off after this. We had about 2 more matches. So we did have the Ambassador. What are their names? Oh fuck, man. They attacked Nick Wayne in his wrestling academy. They beat the hell out of him, and then they called Darby Allin from it. They FaceTimed him. It was pretty damn. It was Swerve Strickland and R.A. Fox. I think his name R.A. Fox. But yeah, man, they beat the shit out of Nick Wayne in his warehouse. Pretty crazy stuff. And then after that, it really kind of fell off, man. You had freaking the Ashy Open. Is that what Ashy Open defending their Ring of Honor tag team champions against Commander and Hijo del Vikingo. It was a good match, but I don't know. Ring of Honor stuff, I don't know, man. It was a good match, don't get me wrong. Maybe they should have done this match like earlier in the night and maybe had John Moxley and Penta Hijo del Miedo and Trent Beretta do their match here. Whatever, but obviously good little fun match. The Ashy Open retained their tag team champions. And then we freaking get the main event. It was Toni Storm putting her AEW Women's Championship against Hashira Shishida. Fun little match, you know. You have the Outcast interfering the whole time. Ruby Soho, Saraya. At the end there, man, Toni Storm sprays her with her eyes and everybody thinking, oh, it's over. But then Shahida kicks out and then she starts with a full roll-up, and that's how she won the title, with a damn full roll-up, man. And so Hashira Shishida is the new women's champion. Good for her. This was fun. Makes you wonder if this was from last week, where, after, what was it, the Britt Baker and Varatea match, they put a fucking sign, book the women's division better. So this was their answer to it. We're going to have a main event at Dynamite 200 and have Shishida win the women's championship. I would have done this at the start of the show. I feel like you lack star power towards the end of the show with the Ashy Open defending the Ring of Honor tag team titles versus Commander and Hijo del Vikingo, and then there's Toni Storm defending her women's championship versus Hashira. I think you should have done this, but flip it in the card. I would have maybe had Jericho and Takashita Hashishida in the tag team match versus Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara main event. So then you have the star power of Jericho as your main event. And then maybe have John Moxley and Trent Beretta and Penta Miedo put that maybe as a second to last match. I think they lack some star power towards the end of the show. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people after the Elites 6-man tag team match started tuning out of the show. But look, by that time, about 75% of the show was over, so I guess it's fine. The first hour was really fun. it was really fun with the with the tag team match opening up with Chris Jericho and Takira Shashida and Daniel Garcia, Sammy Guevara, Jack Perry with RVD coming back. The triple threat match between Jon Moxley, Trent Beretta, and Cero Penta Nieto. The MJF Adam Cole segment. First hour was fantastic. Then second hour, the beginning was good with the Elites, but then after that, it kind of fell off for me. I would have maybe like I said, the Jericho tag team match main event. Maybe have the Jon Moxley triple threat match somewhere later in the show, and maybe put the Ashi Open versus Commander and Hijo del Vikingo as a third match. I don't know. I felt like the last two matches were kind of like boring. But they were not boring. They were fun. I just felt they lacked star power. I don't feel like Ashi Open or El Hijo del Vikingo or Commander are that big of a stars. Same thing. Hashira and Tony Storm are not big stars. I think at least you would have had Jon Mox is your second to last match, star power there, and also star power with Jericho in that tag team match. But anyways, good show. Much better than last week. But the first hour was by far much better than the second hour. But good shit, man. You announced your fucking all-in main event. Adam Cole versus MJF for the AEW World Championship. Let's see what happens there. But good shit, man. Until next time, finish. Finish.